Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. I'm not sure what I'm going to title this, but it's, I don't particularly, so I'm just going to get into it. The Matrix. Woo! I have everybody's attention now. Yay! Okay, so thinking of human beings as resources, right? That's kind of the basis for the story. So, right, like we don't get the wooden stuff and the walls in our house without human beings working on making them. Well, now we're coming up with machines, but like if somebody is not cutting down trees in the forest, or at least pushing the button, right, to have the big machine cut down the tree in the forest. So that's using human resource. You're taking that person's time, attention, and energy and focusing it in one specific direction, right? So that's on the very primitive, basic level of what the Matrix is referring to. So we can see this play out in different ways in society, right? So we have the dude cutting down the trees, the person at the supermarket going through all the bad stuff, throwing it away, the veterinarian, caring for the animals. And these are all necessities of life. The janitor at the mall, keeping things healthy and safe and functioning, right? These are all human resources. We take for granted that all these amazing people are going out there and functioning as an ecosystem as a whole, right? So where are we going wrong with this? Because we got some pudding we need to look at right now. We're on the precipice of number 3, okay? And how did we get here? How did this happen? Who's using our resources to produce this? How are we giving our life force energy to produce this results? Because that's what's happening. You can't just sit back and say, well, I had nothing to do with this. I don't know why they can't play nice in their little sandboxes. You can't. So how did we get here? I don't want to give you the answer. I want you to figure it out. I want you to sit down and think about it and figure it out for yourself, because you have the capabilities of doing it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're stupid and yada yada. No, you're smart, you're intelligent, and nobody gets to tell you otherwise. Just because, you might be an elephant who can't climb a tree, and you might be a monkey trying to take the freaking tree down. You might be a fish out of water, not understanding how to even survive on land. So you see what I'm saying? Everybody has their strength and their purpose, and you are a human being with your own spirit, with your own source power, with your vital life force is what the medical community would call it, right? There is something in here that is keeping you alive, that's pumping you, okay? And where that is on a precipice between one world and the others, okay? Others, not this world and all the others. So this, okay, that's another topic for another video. But that's where it is, right? That in-between period on the infinity force, okay? Boom, right there. So we have that spark, right? Whether you want to call it divine, whether we want to call it vital life force energy, the thing that's keeping us alive right now. Alive, functioning, thinking, and for some of you, just surviving right now, and that's okay. And for some of us, thriving, okay? So for those of us thriving, our job is to turn around and whatever niche we have, offer a hand, right? So this is me offering a hand in a scorpionic body who's trying to gently nudge you into your own self. Not the self I expect you to be, not the self mommy and daddy expects you to be, not the self that big pie-eye jack face in the sky expects you to be. Who you need to be, who you came here to be, right? So if we look at this matrix concept and idea, right? there's the plug-in idea. You're plugged in. Okay, so the idea of electricity, which is also the modality for other things on the planet. So again, another video. How do we understand this as a plugging in? We are plugging our life force energy into this outcome. We're plugging it in. We're asking for it. Otherwise, the universe wouldn't be delivering it to us. We have, okay, this trigger warning. Trigger warning. If you are involved in a regale and you're struggling with it right now, this could go one of two ways. This might help you, and this might upset you. So if you are on your knees in any way, shape, or form, thinking that the great apocalypse is happening right now, that will be true for you. That will be true for you. Because as sovereign human beings, whatever we believe about the world and ourselves in it will make manifest right in front of our face. And that's a really difficult pill for some people to swallow. I know it was for me. Ooh. That was a hot minute. Year. 3 years. So when we can take personal responsibility, and this is, you know, anybody who preaches personal responsibility means personal responsibility for what you put your life force energy into, right? What are you asking for? So when you are watching a television show, a program, right? You are telling your brain a story. Okay, so you have to be diligent on how you're interpreting that story. So true crime, why do we watch true crime? It's not for entertainment, kids. It's fucking torture chambers. That's what that is. True crime is like torture, McTortureton, okay? Why do we do it, though? Why do we do it? I'm not answering it. I want you to come up with an answer. Why do we watch things that are very traumatic? Why do we pay attention to things that are very traumatic? Why do we give our energy to that? Why? Do you think that's what we're designed to do? Do you think that's the way humans are supposed to function? Do you think whatever put us here, if it was accident, or a big bang, or somebody waving a magic wand, or drinking a potion and falling into a river and dissipating their DNA, whatever it is. Do you think this was its intent? Do you think this is a healthy ecosystem that we are existing in right now? Where can you see? Where is it healthy? Where is it not healthy? Because as damning as everybody wants to make everything be, through that damning evidence, we can also see what's good about it too, right? We can also see the bliss and the pleasure in it, okay? So this is also going to instruct your brain on holding those two wings up. So the pleasure and the pain at the same time. So, and that is where love is, by the way. So if you are focusing, we just had that blood moon. You want to focus your energy on something that's going to get you to a better place in your life, you focus on that. Holding the pleasure and the pain at the same time. Understanding that even though stress might be right in your face, be like, yes, stress, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, I'm not rejecting you, I'm holding space for you, but it's still a beautiful day out and I deserve to smile. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about that. So, there's my neighbor again, blaring music. Woohoo! Oh God, YouTube almost like gave me a freaking strike the last time. I was like, I'm sorry, the window's open. Okay, anyway, so when we're talking about this plugging in thing, okay, so we plug in with our time, attention, and energy. And it's not just to things on a screen. It's things in a book. It's things that we do every single solitary day. You can go watch Joe Dispenza's video. Stop being who you are today. Because if you don't like it, you got to change who you are. Change your habits. Change your environment. Change whatever you need to change yourself, right? To bring about that metamorphosis, right? And that means some things are going to have to fall away. And that's okay. It just means they're not meant to be in your life. So the more we gracefully let go of things, places, people, situations, the more we can let go, the more universe is going to be like, well, they're doing the work. And that is spiritual work. I don't care who you are, what you're doing. That's spiritual work. Working on getting yourself clean, clear, unbound, and unplugged from things that are not serving you, not serving the collective, and not serving your purpose for being here. Now, some people's service doesn't always include the collective, right? And we need to honor that and respect that. This is an ecosystem, okay? So we need balance, and we need the fractals to spread out in a healthy manner, right? So when we're talking about the things that we're plugged into, why do we plug into them? What purpose do they serve? And does that serve the best interests of you, your family, the community, the collective as a whole, right? Ask yourself. Yoda, please don't bark. Yoda. Beesky. Okay, the door was open and he decided to close it. Sorry. Okay, thanks, buddy. Okay, so why do we do this to ourselves? Because we're inflicting it. So the moment we look at something outside of ourselves and be like, well, we put our life energy into this. We ask the universe for this, so we're, as a collective, getting it. So where's your spirit? Because that's your vital life force energy, like this spirit, soul, psyche, mind, whatever you need to call it that. That's fine. We all have different definitions for it, right? How do traumatic incidents play out in your life? Where's the source of your trauma? Where did it go? When's the first time that traumatic incident happened to you? When's the last time? How do I begin to shift my life, shift my understanding, shift my paradigm into a way that does not reproduce those traumatic events? This is how we change the world. We change ourselves. That's it. That's all. So you don't need to be out there screaming at somebody. Oh, well, okay. So the ladies in Iran, they need to be out there doing something. Bring attention to it. I understand that aspect. I totally get it. I would be too. And it, if you want to wear one, but don't force everybody else to wear one. That's rude. It's just like masks. If you need to wear one for your health and your safety, you need to wear one for your health and safety. If somebody else next to you is like, I can't breathe with this thing on my face, I can't wear this, I can't be out in public like this, I can't be like this in the world, then they're not supposed to wear it. I don't understand why this ecological system is so hard to understand. Like, if you feel that you are threatened in any way, you keep yourself safe. But you do not get to inflict anything upon another being. That is black magic. And the universe has that on a freaking jetpack right now. So if you're putting out black magic into the universe, this is not going to be a good time for you. I can guarantee it. It's not going to be a good time for you. Because now you're going to have to look at other people in the world. Not just in your face, but in the world. You have to look at in the world where that is playing out on the world stage, where other people are saying, you have to do this or we're going to beat you to death. That is what your frequency, energy, and vibration put out into the world. And now you get to see the results of that. This is how magic, frequency, energy, vibration works. Take personal responsibility. The butterfly effect. We are seeing the proof in the pudding. right now. I know it's difficult for some people to understand. And I think I've tried to explain this several different times. So it's this right here. It's this right here. There's an energetic pattern that goes in an infinity symbol. And you put something on that wheel, that spindly, okay, that infinity symbol, you put anything out there, it's going to come back. It's going to come back just like a boomerang every time. Every time you put anything on there, you put gratitude and grace and fortitude and service on there, it's going to come back. It's going to come back at you. Okay. You put, if you don't do this, we're going to put you in some sort of facility that's not the FOK. That's what you put out into the universe. So when it comes, hey, please don't. Hey, guys. Psst. Come on, Yoda. Be ski. Psst. Okay, sorry. About to start an argument over here. Mama's getting hot. Okay, so you kind of get it now, where you yourself put energy into something because something outside of yourself asked you to put energy into it, and you didn't sit with it and process it. And I'm getting this in a lot of reads too, is you're not sitting with all these multiple choices. You're not sitting with it and going inside and asking yourself, is this really okay? Should we be doing this to people? Should we take these measures? Is this really going to be beneficial to society as a whole? Okay, and now we got to eat the pudding. We got to eat the pudding. Okay, so we need to start understanding that whatever you put on this little pendulum thing is going to nail you in the butt. Now's the real kicker. Those of us who don't put blood and black magic on that, we don't have to deal with it. We don't. It's not in our face. If we don't want something, no one's going to make us. Why? Because we believe we have our own personal sovereignty. Okay, so that's the ecosystem that we live in. Okay? Whatever you believe to be true will manifest for you. For you. For you. Okay? So let me be clear about what I'm talking about here. You do not get into a state of denial about your reality as to not have to look at it and assess it and break it down. You don't get to do that either. You don't get to be all love and light. You don't. The universe will bring you to your knees once again, because if we're not addressing this and we're not helping others become sovereign beings in this place of existence, by pointing out these things, these energetic patterns that are coming up, because when you as a sovereign being are trying to make decisions, if you don't have all the information, how are you supposed to make the right decision? And what is right for you? Do you have a weaker immune system and you need to wear a mask and you need to do other things? If you need that, don't let anyone stand in your way. Don't let anybody tell you anything. You need it. Go get it. Go get it. And no one should be denying you for any reason. Okay? That's another video. Medical insurance. Okay, sorry. No one should be denying you what you need to survive on the planet. You have a divine right to be. You have a vital right to be here. I cannot stress that enough. You have a right to be here. You have a right to exist on the planet, and you have a right to care. So when you volunteer your time, attention, and energy and sign up and get paid to do something, your obligation is now to do the thing. Whatever it is, because you volunteered to do it. If you don't like what you're doing, go do something else. Or go do that thing somewhere else. Whatever it is, okay? But when you make that exchange, So not making money horrible. When you volunteer to do something and you are getting energetic things in return, like coins, you need to understand that, yep, you are not obligated to do that thing, no matter what. Okay, so a lot of this karma is coming back. Okay, we're entering the like inner planet realm where things are making manifest in our environment, and all it's doing is tapping us on the shoulder. It's all just tapping us on the shoulder, be like, I know you were trying to deny all this, but like, here it is, manifest in your environment. I think you might want to look at it again and see if you really need to do this in the future, or if you don't need to do this in the future. What are you going to bind yourself to? What type of mentality, what type of heart space do you want to hold in the world? What are you going to inflict upon this planet? What is your butterfly effect? That Tate fella. I asked my daughter about it last night. Oh my God. I was like, what? Like, we have a problem with why? Like, this has been going on for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden we're going to lose our shite over it? What? Hey, newsflash, kids. This is how society is. Society, think of society as a face, right? It's a face. So if you get a pimple, a giant fucking goiter on your fucking face, it's because you put it there. It's just, you exposed yourself to things that like are producing this thing. Like what do you? Okay, so you got a problem. All right, let's fix it. But we're targeting one man. We're making him the scapegoat. I'm like, it's like nobody listens to 80s and 90s music. It's just like, it's like we do you listen to the lyrics of the music? Did you watch television? Movies? This is kind of the gist of it, kids. This is the culmination of like what we're asking for. So if you don't like it, change yourself first. If it's triggering you, go inside and be like, why is this bothering me? It's another sovereign human being doing their thing. Oh, because he's representing the society because he has the spotlight right now. That's upsetting. I understand that. I'll burn with you in that pile all freaking day. So instead of go inward, inside, and say, okay, self, this is triggering me. Why is it triggering me? How do I start to heal these parts of myself that are manifesting this in my environment? How do I heal that? Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? How do I need to change my life, my environment, my whatever it is? Well, hello, kitten. Bisky. Don't. Okay, so it's all about asking yourself the right question. So, like, do you need to start meditating more? Do you need to start meditating less and maybe do some yoga work? Do you need to maybe step it up a notch? Do you need to, do 4 minutes of running up and down the stairs? Do you need to take a bath? Get something in your routine that is going to facilitate this for you. Whatever it is, okay? Explore your options. How to deal with this shadow. Mirror. This would be a mirror, because if you don't partake in that type of lifestyle, this is the mirror opposite of you. Okay? And a lot of times that's where we attack, right? Because there's a different perspective that's coming into our psyche that we don't want. We don't want to see the perspective, but we need to ask ourselves, why don't we want to see it? Why don't we want to look at it? What is there? What trauma is sitting there waiting to be healed? That's what triggers are. It's just unhealed trauma. That's it. That's all. So if you can have the patience with yourself to sit there and ask yourself, why is this bothering me so much? What is this trying to tell me about my life? What is this trying to tell me about society as a whole? Do I need to redirect my energy into something more positive? So this is not the outcome that I have to look at? That I have to face? How do I do that? Where do I go? Do I need to hold myself more sacred than what I'm witnessing in the world right now? Do I know hold other people more sacred than what I'm witnessing in the world right now? How can I do that? How can I hold sacred space for myself and all other human beings that I come in contact with? How do I hold sacred space? Tell me how to do that. I'm not going to tell you. This is going to tell you. Okay, so this whole channel was based off just kind of trying to embody how to keep this sovereign. I'm not a guru. I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm a jack of all, master of none. So all I'm doing is just, I don't know, shining a light. Being like, this is over here if you want to go that way, but this is over here if you want to go this way. Whatever you got to do for you. Right? I don't want anybody to like be cookie cuttered same. I want you to all find your authentic selves. That's it. That's all. And the best way I can do that is stand in my authentic self and do the things that I don't want to do and the things that I'm terrified to do. So that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry about the hair. I was too busy. Yeah, I would have worn something nicer too, but I was busy pulling my finger out of the light socket this morning. So Scorpio, telling him careless hair. Zero fucks, guys. Zero fucks on the hair front. Okay, so you have to listen to my words, to quote Ozzy. Because this is my flesh prison. I'm doing the best I can with it, but I'm not interested. Boy, lady, you look like a pile of poo. Okay, well, that's my vetting process, by the way. Like, if you're going to judge this, you probably shouldn't even come inside with me. That's my vetting process, by the way. Like, if this upsets you, okay, that's all right. Then this isn't for you. And that's all right. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have our little ecosystem that we need to function in this society, which is why, you don't need to shame like blood and black magic. We just need to be aware of it. And some people are here on the planet to do that type of stuff. And we need to accept the fact that, some people, we watch the Vikings, some people volunteer to do that. Some people will say, hey, yeah, pick me. I'll bring on the tar. Some people will do that voluntarily. And that's okay. Hey, we don't need to judge those people. But if you're being forced into those roles, that's when things get a little hairy, right? Informed consent. Ooh, no, I'm not touching it with it. I want you to think about it. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. I just want you to mill with it. How many things do you need to put in your mill today? Too many. So the unplugging, unbinding. Because in the tarot cards, it's always people bound up, right? Whether it be there's a in the Tarot of the Abyss, I think it's a winged man who's the devil who's bound up. And then there's another lady that she's kneeling like this in front of a mirror, and she doesn't have anything around her, but there's these like light colored threads around her that are in the mirror. So that's what she's perceiving, that she's stuck, but she's not stuck. So again, with perceptions and understanding that what you believe will be true for you. I cannot stress that enough. The way you put yourself in this world is the way you will live in this world. The way you perceive life to be is how life will play out for you. And I could state examples, but that would be very triggering. So I want you to explore that. I want you to dig deep and vet hard, guys. Vet hard and use this energy that's now on the planet to get rid of all that familiar, communal, religious, ancestral, and personal karma. Okay. Off you go. Into the wild. Beautiful. Black yonder, darling. It's okay. There's nothing there that's gonna hurt you. It'll heal you. First it might hurt or twinge. It has to hurt if it's to heal. So it might hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna be the end of you. You think it is. You've been trained to think that way. You've been trained to be terrified of the dark. But we know about certain people who did not really get held accountable for their horrific actions. We know a lot of people that don't get held accountable for their actions. Anybody know why that might be? I'll give you a clue. It has nothing to do with their bank accounts. I'll say it again. People that are not held accountable, it has nothing to do with their bank accounts or their connections. Think about it. Think about it. If the legal system is not going to bring them to justice, that means there's something else at play here. And it might be a good time to look at what that is. So, might be a good time to assess why people are being bludgeoned to death in prison. Oh, I know. What's that like to do? Just something to think about. If this doesn't resonate, don't take it. I'm being called. I thought long and hard about making this video, and I was like, I don't really want to. So as scorpionic as it might be, we really don't like upsetting people. We stay in our little corner and we're like, just don't hurt us. So, just take it with a grain of salt if you need to. But if you feel called, dive deep and assess. Okay, journal, get it out of your system, run it off, wash it off your body, whatever you got to do to